Ninth session covers funding and the need for preparation. Thorough preparation not only strengthens your funding request, but also positions your business for long-term success, making you an appealing partner for investors and lenders. So what are the considerations when you go out for funding? Well, how credible are you? What's your track record? Have you mitigated the risk within the business? Why should they take, because otherwise, why should whoever's providing the funds take the risk? They generally, banks, for example, they don't do risk, okay, or very rarely. So, and are you clear on the strategic direction of your business and your life? Because if you're not, then when you do actually sit there in front of the bank manager or whoever is providing the funding, they will wonder why this is not the case. So, what are the benefits of being prepared? Well, by having everything to back up your funding request, this helps investors or lenders evaluate your proposition quickly. A well-structured plan gives you an edge in a crowded funding market. It's very easy to differentiate you from the competition for those funds. And by being that professional with that professional funding application in place, that will open the door to hopefully longer term collaboration by building and developing trust. In the 10th session, we're looking at the need for strategic tax planning. And we're not going to go into a lot of detail here, but this is something that you really should not leave to the last minute. For some tax breaks, you must do the planning and set up things years in advance. But what does that mean in practice? Well, hopefully, by doing all of the above, looking at short-term tax planning, medium-term and longer-term, then hopefully what you're doing is you're having a strategic tax plan in place. That means that you're not paying HMRC far more in tax than would otherwise be the case. So we do need to look at tax from that short-term, medium-term and long-term perspective. Let's just get this up. Looks like that's not got my animation quite right there. Just wanted to give you an example here. So a tax planning example is a business with sale of contracts of 2 million compared to a business trading through a limited company. And basically, having the correct structure in place, we can see a tax saving here of 450,000. I'm not going to go into too much detail with how that's made up. Suffice it to say that actually, the need to consult with a tax advisor is really, really key to get this right. And so the business structure and timing is really important. And what I'm showing here is an example pre-October 24 budget. And the implication here is what that budget implication, there is further impact as a result of those budget changes. So, getting that tax advisor consultation is really key to get this right. And so we're coming close to the end, but our 11th session is all about how you should prepare your staff for the sale of the business. Okay, a smooth transition requires preparation with the workforce in mind. And that's so important because we need to maintain morale and productivity. So what we need to be doing is communicating, informing employees early to reduce uncertainty and to build trust. We need to keep the messaging simple, clear and transparent. Confidentiality is absolutely vital because we need to avoid jeopardizing the deal. And believe you me, this is not easy. But if you don't do any communication, then what will happen is the workforce will make it all up as they go along. And they do, absolutely. So to be working with the workforce in a way that maintains that confidentiality is really, we have to try to make that happen as best we can. We need to paint a positive picture of the future and how it would benefit employees. We need to be available to answer questions and address concerns. And we need to be focusing on retaining key talent with incentives or bonuses. We need to reassure staff about job security, but only as appropriate. We can't necessarily guarantee jobs. That when you sell a business, that is up to the buyer. But we need to do as much as we can to help keep business running as business as usual, and that's not easy. What we're trying to do is preserve the value in the business as a sale is happening. So we need to keep the workforce on side. Inevitably, some people will leave, but we need to be able to deal with that and still maintain the business as we go through. So open communication, reassurance, and support are essential for navigating this stressful time. Because what we're doing is trying to protect both your business and your employees' interests. Okay. So the final session covers is all about creating a joined up step-by-step process for your ideal exit strategy. We start with clarity. We need to have that master action plan. We need to have commitment and patience to the process so that we can achieve that completion, successful exit. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is give you and your buyer what you both want, which is all of this.